Welcome to today's Garage Devotional. I'm Pastor Ted from Connect Church in Ventura. Today we are continuing our series in the Coffee Time with Solomon. Today we'll be looking at Proverbs chapter 4. This proverb is entitled A Father's Wise Instruction. It stresses the importance of fathers, and I would include mothers, as well as spiritual fathers, spiritual mothers, and those whom Jesus puts into our life to speak wisdom and guidance to us. And before we get any farther, I just want to remind us that wisdom can be defined as the right use of knowledge. This is the opposite of carnal knowledge, or knowledge that is only temporal, worldly, sensual, or of the flesh and its passions. We're being told here not to live our lives consumed by carnal desires or the fleshly nature. Instead, he tells us we are to ground our lives in the wisdom that comes from Jesus, his word, the Bible, the creation around us. We are also to pass it on to our children and those that we are doing life with and those that we meet in our life. We're to pass it on to them as well. So, where do we start? We start with ourselves, which is not always easy because the world around us is wrapped up in carnal knowledge, which our fallen nature desires that. We need to start with choosing the wisdom that is eternal, which comes from Jesus and his word and creation. We need to do what we know is right. We need to do what is good. We need to do what is kind. We need to express unconditional love for everyone. We also are to do what builds others up, what is pure, and what blesses others. We need to do these things. Start with this, and our wisdom will grow. But it's not always easy, as I said. Our world is filled with corruption and the carnal nature. Add to that our fallen nature. This is why Solomon tells us at the last part of this proverb, chapter 4, verses 23 to 25, these words: Keep your heart with all diligence, for from it flow the springs of life. Put away your crooked speech, and put the devious talk far from you. Let your eyes look directly forward, and your gaze be straight before you. Our ability to live rightly can seep. Our ability to live rightly can seep, as well as our faith can seep. If we are not using them and guarding them, they will seep from our life. We live in a fallen world that is broken, and we ourselves are carrying our own fallen nature with us. This means that daily, sometimes hourly, we need to choose our new nature, rejecting what is carnal. We are to choose wisdom and righteousness daily. What we allow through our eyes, our minds, and into our hearts will determine what we allow in our homes and what we take to our schools or to our places of work or recreation. Solomon tells us, keep our hearts or protect them, and to keep our eyes straight forward. In other words, watch what we are looking at. Watch what we are listening to. Watch who we are allowing to speak into our lives. All of us can be wise and learn to apply wisdom and knowledge that will produce fruitful and blessed lives. So, let's keep our eyes forward. Let's not go to the right or the left and look here to look into those things that are not helpful in our lives, that will only produce carnalness in our lives. Let's look forward and look for the things that will produce righteousness, that will produce wisdom in our lives and help us lead others into wisdom to live healthy and well lives. Lord bless you. We'll see you next week.